always thought that the probation officer should go to the kid's house. And I was concerned that they used to go to the school. I don't think that it was right for the probation to go to the school because everybody knows the kid's on probation. There's nothing to make a hero out of them, you know?
Well, they actually, the juvenile probation officers do go to the juvenile's house. But in today's day and age, there are many schools that have juvenile probation officers assigned to the
right
school
in there. Well,
environment,
that was unheard
which is
of before.
really wonderful for the for the
it was
kids.
unheard of for police officers to be in the school. When I was there, they didn't want policemen coming to school in uniform. That we used to go there in plain clothes. Now they got policemen assigned there in uniform, you know.
They have a school.
Things change, you know. And but are things worse today than they were years ago?
In what respect?
Well, I don't know. Years ago they used to steal the hubcaps. Now they steal the whole car. Right?
Well, I would say that we're living in a different era today.
Yeah.
And because of the nationwide fear of violence, the school safety issue, even when you have offenses in today's day and age, when a student says, I'm going to bring a gun to school, for instance, 20 years ago, those sort of offenses were dealt so much differently than they are today.
I settled it, you know.
So there's a big onus on taking that case and really dealing with it seriously, getting psychological evaluations, psychiatric evaluations, and making sure that the juvenile is safe from him or herself and that the community is safe. Yeah. So today there would have been a thing. The kid took a gun to school. Bishop Kendrick, I remember, and he said he was going to shoot one of the teachers. You know, well, I got a tip that he had it, and we got it and all. But today that would have been, oh my God, you know. But we handled it and took care of it. The kid had a problem, you know, took care of it. Most of these juveniles do, in terms of the really serious offenses. There's a lot of mental health issues in juvenile court, and these kids need treatment quickly.
I had problems. I'm talking about the old days, right? The probation, if the kid was mental and delinquent, there was no place for him. The probation would say, this guy's mental, I can't handle it. I can take care of the juvenile. Then we'd send him to the section, whatever, in the state hospital, they had a section there. They says, oh, this kid's delinquent, we take care of the mental. So the combination, nobody wanted them. So what do you do in a case like that now?
Well, today, we're very lucky in Montgomery County. It's a complete holistic approach. Every juvenile that comes in, regardless of the offense, is looked at in terms of their mental health issues and needs. And if they have that, you have a multidisciplinary people in the courtroom. There's people from behavioral health. There's Office of Children and Youth. And every week we have mental health review hearings to determine how we can get these kids that are in the youth center to treatment as quick as possible. Right. What placements would address their needs?
The kid has a drug problem, mental problem, everything. You got specialized shoot in there.
And it involves the public defender, the district attorney, mental health behavioral, OCY. All the disciplines come together to work on a plan that would best be suited.
And the adult has Judge O'Neill, drugs, special drug problem. He takes care of that.
Yes, drug court.
Joe Smythe has to do with mental. The guy has a mental problem, right? They can handle it. You know, before it would be, you know, just put him in jail, mental, you know, criminal and everything else. So there is now separation helping out more and more, right?
Yeah, and a lot more mental health intervention and awareness. There's so many initiatives going on around the county that help juvenile. We have a children's roundtable that the Office of Children and Youth runs, and Judge...
Roundtable.
Yeah, it's called a round table.
Who sits at that round table?
There's actually about 50 different individuals from all the areas, law enforcement, school staff and personnel. You have mental health, behavioral health. You have parents, community volunteers.
And what do they come up with?
They meet monthly, and they address all issues. They address bullying, cyberbullying, truancy, gang violence, mental health, how to get services that are in the community to these kids at school.
In other words, but I don't think you're getting the message out to a lot of people. I think that's important to get that message to people. Let people, you know, an informed nation is a peaceful nation. So to be informed, to let them know what's available, you know. I remember the lady would bring, my son has been a problem now. I don't know what to do with him, ever since my husband died, and give him, he don't hear a voice, man's voice scare him, do something, Well, it was a problem. So you have to have an agency now. Thank God we have them. We didn't have them things before.
Well, that's one of the landmark.
Right. I'm going to finish this show, even though I keep choking, whatever. And we're going to finish the show. Go ahead.
One thing that our district attorney, Risa Vetri-Furman, is known for and has done, in my own opinion, better than anyone in the state, is this vast community outreach.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is education. Our assistant district attorneys are dispatched every month all over this county to do trainings on all kinds of topics: prescription drug awareness, teen driving, bullying, internet safety, juvenile justice, criminal law. I could go on and on. There's trainings for students, for parents, for school staff, community members. And there is a lot more awareness, public awareness on how to keep citizens safe.
I remember when I first started as head of the Juvenile Division in Norristown, and finally nobody really, I wrote a manual for our police department, all the procedures, whether it would be curfew, whatever. Then I had my reports on all the different types of crime, whether how many repeaters and stuff. So we kept curfew. How about curfew?
Well, curfew is a summary offense that goes through our Youth Aid Panel program. Our Youth Aid Panel program is a youth diversionary program. It comprises 21 school districts and 50 police departments. And essentially, it is for juveniles who commit first-time minor offenses. We have volunteers. We have about 400 volunteers have gone through the program. They're given a 2-week training. And the juvenile comes before a panel of adults, sometimes 3 or 5 adults, and they supervise this juvenile's activity, and they give them constructive activities for accountability, such as community service, paying restitution, reaching out to the community, doing research, writing papers, whatever they can do to have the juvenile compensate for that offense and make a connection to the community. We've had about 6,000 juveniles or over that go through the Youth Aid Panel program. Very successful results. We have approximately a 97% successful completion rate and only about a 6% recidivism rate, meaning that these juveniles that have gone through have not come back into the system and reoffended.
All sunshine makes desert. You're going to have the rain, the snow, and the hail. Can't be sunny all the time, and they can't be everything's not perfect. But curfew is handled most likely with
through the Youth Aid Panel. Yes, we see a lot of that. And the Youth Aid Panel takes on summary offenses and minor misdemeanor first-time offenses, not just the summaries.
Now, all this background, I think that a person like you that worked with families, children, the law, what's right, what's wrong, where to go, who goes where, what, you have the training, I think, more. And I know that Judge Smythe worked juvenile. He loved to work juvenile.
He was wonderful,
right?
Just wonderful in juvenile court.
He was a Bishop Kendrick guy, And he had to come to City Hall when I was a policeman one time. He had a fist fight with another guy. We straightened it out with his mom and dad and all. So when I was a county detective, he walked in. He says, "You remember me, Hank?" I says, "No." He says, "I had to come to your office when I was." But he's great, And I think a person like you is perfect background training for a judge. Now, do you have aspirations? Is that a big word? I don't use big words. Being a judge?
I do. I just received the endorsement from the Republican Party, so I'll be running for Judge of the Court of Common Pleas.
When's that run?
And, well, the primaries will be on May 21st, and then the general election in November.
Oh, you're going to be the primary?
I'm running, yes, as one of the endorsed candidates.
You running against anybody?
Well,
I don't want another name.
There are 2 seats open, so the Republican Party endorsed 2 candidates, and then the Democrat Party will endorse 2.
Okay.
And in total, I've been practicing law about 25 years. I'm also a registered nurse, though. Which,
so you got all the ingredients, right? Well,
7 years in nursing. I've done pediatrics at Children's Hospital and geriatrics with the St. Joseph Villa for the retired nuns. So that brings...
What's that?
I worked in geriatric nursing for the past 5 years on weekends, past 4 years on weekends.
Where's that at?
It's in Flowertown at the St. Joseph Villa for
Oh,
retired
yeah.
nuns.
Yeah, no, my brother has a place over at Cisco's little bar.
Oh,
little,
yes.
Hoagies,
I know where that is. My husband
Sure,
happens to really like that place.
They say hoagies and cheesesteaks. Cisco's in Flowertown. You see my picture on the wall there, you know, boxing and all, you know.
It's a cute,
But,
it's a cute place.
Listen, lots of luck on that, and
Thank you.
I'd like to see you become a judge. I think you have the I like it because my background in police work and working with juveniles, it gives me an opportunity to talk to different, like when I have doctors, lawyers, police officers, chiefs and everything, I can talk their lingo, you know. And I don't know what's wrong, my nose keeps running like this, but I'm not running for office, my nose is running for something. But, okay, now, I remember, what classic case can you tell me about that turned you around as far as looking at a case and saying, wait a minute, this is don't look right to me. That was sent in and you had to turn it around, that maybe police or somebody made a mistake or false, whatever, not false purposely, but tell me.
Well, you know, I think that every prosecutor...
Look at to see that, make sure that this isn't something...
Yeah, every prosecutor, yes, has to look at all cases to determine whether or not only that you have the facts and the evidence, but that what you have is really in your own heart for putting forth the truth. And every now and then, I think a prosecutor will come across a case where there is a question. And certainly in my 21 years at the prosecutor's office, there have been a couple of cases where I've had questions. And when that occurs, you have to have a meeting with the victim, with the witnesses, and really dig deep to determine whether or not the case should have been charged and whether you should be moving forward. And I've certainly have had to make decisions in the past that may not have been popular, but they were the right decisions because they were doing the right thing for the right reason. And that's the prosecutorial role in being a minister of justice and taking a really good look at every case.
Yeah, I remember Philadelphia Police. I used to work with the Philadelphia Police juvenile guys, and one time they get a kid at night, curfew. What are you doing out at night? Before he could even answer, he start writing him up. He says, I hate to be home alone.
Oh.
That's why he was out, see? Well, the half hour is over, and I'm going to finish this case. Excuse me. I don't know whether it's got this way or that way, but I want to thank everybody for listening to our, information we're throwing out there. And any questions, call the district attorney's office and ask for the juvenile, and tell them your name again. Sharon
Jamper-Caro, Chief of the Juvenile Division and Deputy District Attorney.
I want to thank you for coming on, and I'm going to find out what this what's in my throat and whatever. Okay.
Thank
salute.
You.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, and thank you for allowing us to come in here. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you very much.